Hey guys, Chris with Life and Real Estate. I know it's been a while, huh? My eyes fully healed up, and I've been kind of busy dealing with some offers and home showings that take up the majority of the day. So I kind of get sidetracked and what have you. But I'm getting back on the horse here. We're gonna continue on with the videos. So I want to talk about some things. I'm not quite sure which ones I really want to do. So you kind of get to listen to me babble here for a minute whilst I think. But I think we're going to talk about some offers. I think that's what we're going to go with. And a lot of misconception out there about VA loans, because I've been working with a client who has a VA loan, and we were having some troubles, but we pulled through here, and it's been good so far. But there's a misconception out there just because it's a VA loan that it's going to be difficult to get an accepted offer or even find a seller willing to work with that. Most of the time it's not the fact it's a VA loan. It's usually it's just price is a lot of the thing that comes into consideration. If somebody gets offered a cash offer for more than you're offering with a loan, the cash offer is usually going to win. That's just how it is. And I mean, I'm starting to see that slow down a little now. Like, I'm not seeing as many cash offers, at least in my market, as much as I was. There's still a lot of buyers compared to the low inventory of homes available, but the amount of cash offers that are beating out a lot of folks is dying down a bit. That may pick up again. It may not. I honestly can't say. I'm not in that investor circle, if you will, to know what they're all planning and doing. But so don't lose hope. You just got to keep going forward and putting them offers out there. You will get one. It's just a matter of finding the right home at the right time and putting in the right offer. A lot of times, at least it's still in this market, you're still going to be dealing with sellers that don't usually want to deal with a lot of contingency stuff. But you got to be able to protect yourselves and your clients if you're an agent. So you don't want to tell them not to do anything and then end up getting hosed in the end. So we got to do our due diligence, but we got to find creative ways to help them get a home, right? So I think my little tip for you today, if you're out there writing offers and just struggling to get a hard time getting accepted, you may want to look at the offer you're presenting and think, what is making this not the oh my god, I want this offer to a seller. I know we've talked about this before, and I kind of want to retouch on it because I still see a lot of questions and things like that in various groups I'm part of that are having trouble getting those accepted offers. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to kind of touch on it. So and you really, it doesn't hurt to ask the listing agent if you got a rejection for some feedback. Most of the time they're pretty much willing to talk your ear off as to how many offers were there, why yours was where it is. I mean, you could have been in the top 3 and not know unless you ask. Feedback is one of them things that can help you draft better offers. So I wouldn't hesitate to ask, if they can give you any feedback as to, what was the deal, or how many other offers were there, were we in the top, couple picks, and usually that provides some good feedback for you. I mean, it's done some good for me. I've wrote a few better offers that way, and one of the little side tricks that I use for appraisal contingencies, I have an appraisal contingency without actually having to check the appraisal contingency box, if you will. It's something that I learned from my broker to use. If you're willing to put an appraisal contingency in place, but your buyers are willing to pay X amount over what the appraisal comes at. So it gives you an opportunity to still reach them homes while still being able to get the appraisal contingency without having to check the box. It's worded a little different, and maybe I'll share that with you guys in a video in the future after I remove some information from it, so that you just see the basic template, and then you can talk to your broker and see if that's something that maybe you can use if you have buyers that do have a large sum of cash and are willing to go over appraisal value but don't want to have to put the appraisal contingency in. I mean, it's still an appraisal contingency, it's just different in the sense that you're being able to offer over what the appraisal gives because your buyer has the cash to do so. So that's a big one I know that get hung up a lot on, is that we're coming in now and the appraisers are starting to get a little bit more tight on some of the appraisals that they're doing, because they got to go with the flow and do what's right. So they're not going to try and fudge numbers just to make it look good on paper for you, and that's why they're independent. And they do different comps than we do. They do things differently. So there's a lot of factors that can come into the price of a home. So just because it's appraised at one value doesn't mean it's what it'll sell for, I guess, is for a lack of better words. And I mean, if you get lucky, your appraisal may come in higher, and there's nothing wrong with that. And because then when your buyer gets the home, they have equity in the home, which is always a nice thing. Especially if they're pushing for that FHA or VA loan where they're putting 3% or so down. Well, now they have more equity, so it takes less time for them to get rid of that nasty PMI that we all know and love. Just some things there. I would seriously take a hard, long look at the offers that you've been putting out there and ask the agents for some feedback. You might be surprised, and it might help you write better offers. I mean, they could tell you that, oh well, this wasn't quite for my seller, and sometimes they'll even give you suggestions on how you can make it better. I've had a couple agents do that, and I found it to be kind of helpful. I mean, there's things I didn't even think about. So, we're all in this together one way or another. We're all here to sell property. We're all trying to get our clients their needs. So, helping each other do better isn't a bad thing. I mean, you may get the stickler agent that won't tell you anything. I mean, there are those out there. So, I mean, don't expect that if you ask for feedback, they're going to give it to you. So, but it never hurts to ask. You can't grow and learn unless you do. And you have to learn more or less by actually doing. So, you're out there doing it, you're getting experience, but if you're not doing it right and you need some feedback, talk to your fellow agents that are in the same office as you, if you're working in a brick and mortar style, or talk to your broker for maybe some suggestions, see if there's something you're not quite there, or can do better on. I mean, there's options out there to really help you get an approved offer or an accepted offer. So don't give up hope, keep at it. And I think we're gonna cut this one off here because it's dragging out long and I'm rambling. So I think we'll call it good there. I hope you guys got some information out of this and you found it helpful. Stay positive, stay blessed, and I'll catch you in the next video.